are now approaching our destination and will be docking momentarily. For your safety, please stay where you are until you're safely docked and the captain is given the all clear. Because this is a free floating vessel.
Hello everyone, John with Fun to Be Free, coming to you live from the Magic Kingdom. Let's go!
Everyone else, please remain where you are until you
Welcome to the Walt Disney World Resort here in Central Florida.
safe to travel stairs and go ashore. Por favor, manténganse alejando de las escaleras.
We're currently on the ferry boat. We're headed over to the Magic Kingdom, and just across the way is the Disney's Contemporary Resort. We're on the upper deck now, and we're going to traverse down the stairs here in just a moment and head over to the main entrance. Maybe we'll even get a chance to see Disney's Festival of Fantasy Parade today. Also, you want to stay tuned because we're going to cover a few things in regards to attendance. For example, what's the worst week to visit in February 2025? But first, here's a look. We got to navigate down the steps. We'll go down the back. I'm going to hold on to the handrail just in case so I don't fall. It'd be very embarrassing to fall down the steps. And here we are at the water level. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Oh good, we got the all clear to disembark. As we disembark the ferry boat, let's take a look at one of my favorite websites. It's a blog. It's a website credit goes to DisneyTouristBlog.com. Here's the title. High crowds and wait times. Warning, worst week of winter coming 2025 to Disney World. One of the busiest weeks of 2025 will soon arrive at Walt Disney World, to the surprise of many guests who expected winter to be the off-season due to colder weather in Florida and schools being in session.
Welcome to
this
the
covers.
Magic Kingdom,
oh, it's a little loud.
Take your time, watch your step, walk across that gangway. Fireworks will take place in the sky at 8 p.m. The park will be closing at 11 with last boat being back to the Transportation and Ticket Center at midnight tonight. We thank you for sailing with us across the Seven Lagoon, and we hope to see you again here at the end of the night. Have a great time here. Bye.
I'll start over here. One of the busiest weeks of 2025 will soon arrive at Walt Disney World, to the surprise of many guests who expect winter to be the off-season due to colder weather in Florida and schools being in session. This covers dates to avoid and why it'll be so busy, and what to do to beat the long lines and crowds if you're already planning a visit during this time frame. Before we even get going, the bad news is that anyone expecting low attendance levels from mid-January through mid-March will be sorely disappointed. This is precisely what promoted us to write, "Winter still is not the off-season at Walt Disney World" last year. After almost a full year declining wait times versus the same months in the prior year, January through March 2024 saw wait times increase. That's nothing new with the exception of the anomalies during the COVID era. Winter crowds have grown since 2017. Suffice to say, winter is no longer the off-season at Walt Disney World and hasn't been for a while. There are a number of reasons for that, but it's the new normal for this time of year. With that said, if your frame reference on crowds is the winters of the last 2 years or so, approximately, instead of a decade ago, you might actually be pleasantly surprised. There have been some slow days thus far in January 2025. In the span of the 2 weeks after New Year's Eve, wait times were more than cut in half. The peak week of the holiday season saw average wait times of 50 minutes, 50. Once again, the busiest week of the entire year, and the following week dropped to 33 minutes. Weekly averages have been in that ballpark since. Keep in mind that these are weekly numbers taking into account busier and less busy days. The peak day of the holiday season had a 65-minute average, whereas the low point of January 2025 thus far had a 24-minute average. And all these averages encompass all of Walt Disney World, meaning a bunch of perpetual no-wait rides and much more popular headliners. The first week of January 2025 was incredibly busy. That time frame has been getting busier and busier due to the Osceola and Orange County schools being out of session for a growing number of locals. It's also still technically the holiday season, so locals who were blocked out in the 2 weeks prior return to enjoy one last bit of Christmas. Before we continue here with the rest of the story in the news article from Disney Tourist Blog, here's a look at the guest entrance and the type of crowds that you could expect just coming off the ferry boat. But let's continue with the blog. Wait times since have been all over the place. The Walt Disney World Marathon weekend didn't really move the needle, which is becoming increasingly typical of Run Disney races. On the other hand, there was a spike for MLK Day weekend, which is also unsurprising. And wait times once again are heading up into the late end of January 2025 with 8 out of 10 crowds over the weekend. With that said, this isn't a typical backward-looking crowd report. Rather, we want to bring your attention to some upcoming week that will really be busy outside the chance at being in the top 5 worst weeks of the entire year, and almost certainly in the top 10. Absent a big surprise, it will be the most crowded window of the first quarter of 2025. So here we go. You ready for this? You guys all sitting down? The worst week time frame to avoid is approximately February 14th to the 23rd, 2025. So that's just right around the corner. Of course, today's February 8th. And typically every year, I guess, it gets a little more crowded around Valentine's Day, but I'm going to call it the new normal or the new spring break, February 14th to the 23rd. And just up ahead here is the touch point we're going to use to gain access into the Magic Kingdom. And we'll come back to our article here in just a moment. I'm going to put my finger on the touch point. Just give me just a moment here. Hello there.
Hello. 3 is the youngest and tickets will start to be. Okay.
There we go. Thank you. Have a great day. And we're in. Hey, while we're here, let's take a look at Main Street Station. And there's a train loaded up with new passengers, ready to head for a grand circular tour around the Magic Kingdom. And just below is the Mickey Floral, with the guests attempting to get their photo in front of it. Well, let's head into Town Square and down Main Street, USA, and see if we could find a spot for the Festival of Fantasy Parade. In the meantime, let's continue with the article. However, not all dates within that window will be equally crowded. Moreover, high crowds could arrive slightly earlier and leave later, or contract with the TAD. There is nothing new to that time frame, as when many school districts, after a long weekend or full week off, for that's widely known as a midwinter break, or the ski week in some areas of the West Coast. Several major districts in the Northeast and Upper Midwest also offer the entire week off. Plenty of others have a long weekend break. As a general matter, the heaviest crowds are likely to be February 17th through the 19th. That's President's Day, through the Wednesday following. Bigger wild cards a long weekend itself, which this year includes Valentine's Day on Friday, February 14th, 2025. That's not normally a red flag for high crowds, but being part of the holiday weekend, it can make it one. For reference, last year, heavy crowds started on February 15th and continued until February 26th. The days before that were still moderately busy, whereas after it had low crowd levels. Peak crowd levels, February 16th to the 17th, February 19th to the 21st, all of which had 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 crowd levels. The reason crowds are elevated into the weekend following President's Day is the Princess Half Marathon weekend, which runs February 20th to the 24th, 2025. When it comes to Run Disney events, most runners will show up early rather than staying late. These races have less of an impact on wait times than they used to, so as evidenced by the 2025 Walt Disney World Marathon. And Uptown Jewelers presents Disney Pandora. We're just going to pause here for just a moment. Here's all the crowds on Main Street, USA, waiting for the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which starts at 3 o'clock over by Tiana's Bayou Adventure and works its way down in front of the hub and the castle, and eventually down here towards Town Square. Let's go back to the article though. These races have less of an impact on wait times than they used to, as evidenced by the 2025 Walt Disney World Marathon barely being a blip on the radar. Crowd levels were moderate in the lead up to the main event, then 1 out of 10 on the Sunday, and continuing to be low the following week. Trying to navigate the pathway here, just give me a moment. People sitting in the pathway with their legs extended. And then we should go back to the crowd levels were moderate to the lead up to the main event, then 1 out of 10, we got that. So we're that inclined to include February 24th as part of the dates to avoid. Even February 23rd might be stretching it. This is doubly true given the ESPN Wide World of Sports calendar. We should probably find a good spot to watch the parade from here. I'm going to duck out of the sun for just a moment and finish this article. There are a bunch of cheer and dance competitions dotting the calendar from late January through early March, and these can have an impact on crowds, especially feels-like ones. But they're usually not enough to cause heavy crowds on their own. However, the sporting events can make already busy timeframes even worse. That's exactly the scenario around President's Day. There are 2 major youth events during the aforementioned timeline in the 2025 USA competitions, Presidential Classic and Disney President's Day Soccer Tournament. But they're February 14th to the 17th and February 15th to the 17th respectively. If anything, those major youth sporting events would be a reason to predict high crowds on the front end. Maybe that will occur to some extent, but when it comes to this long weekend, more school districts are likely to have time off in the days that follow. The good news is, if you're looking for a silver lining, is that Mardi Gras isn't until March 4th, 2025. Well, we got the hub audio, so it's going to get loud pretty quick. So let's get going on this article. Here, let's get down here. Winter is typically the cheapest time of the year to visit Walt Disney World.
Warmly invited to join Mickey Mouse and his Fantasyland friends for a magical celebration in the streets. Dreams will come true, hearts will soar, and you will become a part of the magic. For the time has come to take your places and prepare to welcome 100% wonderful Disney
We just heard Snakes Mountain for the second time and then we're walking past the castle.
Cause way down deep inside I've got a dream.
watching live streaming coverage from the Magic Kingdom. I love a parade. But seriously, Festival of Fantasy Parade, I think, is the best parade in the world right now. Others will argue, coming to the Disneyland Resort very shortly, Paint the Night Parade. That's an excellent parade, but I don't think you could compare them simply because one belongs here at the Magic Kingdom and the other one belongs at Disneyland Resort. One's a night parade, one's a day parade. If you ask me, they're two separate things. They're two equally awesome events. I love both of them. But now let's head over towards Liberty Square and just take a quick look at the Hall of Presidents, what the current status is.
My dance teacher used to work there.
We're now entering Liberty Square.
Viaje me de 30 minutos aquí. Demora como 20 minutos. Sí, de barco sí.
Over on the right-hand side is the Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, where you could get yourself a nice little funnel cake, maybe a waffle, some refreshing beverages. They even offer mobile order. Did I mention it's hosted by Coca-Cola? Up here on the right-hand side is the Hall of Presidents. It's currently under refurbishment, simply because we have a new president. I just wanted to take a quick look and see what they did, but I imagine it's just a sign out front saying, we're closed. Hall of Presidents. A celebration of Liberty's leaders. And there's the sign, yeah. The Hall of Presidents is closed for refurbishment. Wah, wah. All right, let's slowly back up and head down to the heart of Liberty Square. Oh, and there's the big construction crane. Can you see it? I believe that's for the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad rehab, where they're doing a track replacement. Maybe we'll save that for another video. But I just wanted to take a quick look at the attendance over here, back on the parade route where Festival of Fantasy Parade came from. Oh. And there's the Liberty Bell. The parade route out in front of the castle or the hub was extremely crowded. It's beautiful weather today, that's for certain. We're going to head over to the shade here. It's a little difficult to see the screen. And the riverboat, you can just see it peek through the trees there. Let's check the weather. Right now, Walt Disney World or Bay Lake is showing 82 degrees. It's gonna be a low of 61 tonight. Beautiful day here. It is such a nice day here for Central Florida. And tomorrow, high 83 and a low of 59. Just wanted to look at that real quick. There's the Liberty Bell again.
There's something over here. Well, we were one of the last to shut down Splash Mountain. Yeah, we literally
You're watching live streaming coverage from the Magic Kingdom. Where we entered the park, down at the main gate there, and went into Town Square, that's where the Festival of Fantasy Parade ended. So wouldn't it be fitting just to walk the parade route and come to where Festival of Fantasy Parade started? Just up ahead here. If you listen carefully, you could hear the Walt Disney World Railroad just beyond the tree line. There's the whistle. Oh, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. So just to review, February 2025 attendance. February 14th to February 23rd, it's going to be chaos here. I call it the new spring break. Coming soon. I probably recommend avoiding those dates. Come another day, hit another park, you know, your Animal Kingdom or your Epcot. I'm sure they'll be comfortable over there, but probably not the Magic Kingdom during those dates.